Welcome back to another episode of the Knee Divish podcast. And we have a special guest today. If you'd like to introduce yourself, brother.
Less of the special, but
On you go,
maybe
mate.
special needs a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it was a bit of an ad hoc meeting to come down and meet you, and I had a brief look online, mate, and I was like, what a cool guy with the right energy, really, and I was just like, so come down to obviously spend some time with you. But yeah, I'm from, as you can tell by my dodgy accent, I'm from Liverpool.
Yeah.
James Lock, and I grew up as a kid playing for Liverpool with Stevie Highway. I was at Melwood. Me, Stephen Gerrard, Michael Owen, Michael Ball, 6 years. You're under pressure. Everyone knows you. You're the next big thing. It's a done deal as a kid because of that. You have that mindset, don't you? When you're a baby, they don't bring you up for the big four. And back then as well, it was just sort of like it was literally you've made it. And then tough childhood with mum and dad. You know what I mean? Dad was a great boy on the tools, worked hard, old school fella, sends the money home for his mum, for the family. But like the bevy and like to do a bit of that. So it was a bit of when mum and dad split up, you lose that bit of backing. And at the age of 15, a bit of a pivotal age, you start going out and doing what other kids do. And I remember my dad saying to me something in school, actually. He said, James, everyone in school wants you to be like them and not like, because they're jealous. And I was like, nah, they're not jealous to me, mate. But you start to realise that jealousy thing is a bit of a disease as you go through the journey of life. But anyway, I've left football at 15. And little, I'm doing out and I'm misbehaving like most kids, doing a bit of this and a bit of that. And it was probably, I think, get me resilience from my ma, actually, to be fair, mate, because I jumped on a train and joined the army and ended up in Scotland. Don't know where I found the balls to do that. Frontline idiot in the infantry, frontline fodder, because I had a bit of an allergic reaction to school. Expelled, didn't do too well, no GCSEs and all that, typical council estate kid. So then, next thing is I'm in the army, and it was funny because I remember being there, bull and boots, like week 2 idiot, you know what I mean? And Michael Owen scores this goal against Argentina for England. The goal that fucking made him.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm like that. Nice one, you know what I mean? But you know what, mate, I'm one of them types of people where I just think everything's mapped out for us and I believe in just follow the process, keep being humble, and I think the army did that for me. It turned me, cliche, into a bit of a man because I was a little bit of a so-and-so like most kids. And then, 7 great years in the army, mate. Before you know it, I'm jumping out of bloody helicopters. I was one of the fastest promoted lance corporals in the regiment. I'm jumping out of helicopters, Lynx helicopters in the middle of South Armagh, which the SAS wrote a book on it called Bandit Country. Yeah. Not knowing what I'm doing still, do you know what I mean? Yeah. With my reading lads behind me looking for inspiration. I'm like, don't know what I'm doing. But, a couple of years in South Armagh, pretty much manned you up, do you know what I mean? Being on the front line, Galvachy Road and all that. Yeah. So, but I'm fortunate and humble, mate, because I had a great time in the army. Because I played a lot of football. So before I'm playing footy in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Mauritius.
Turned a bit of a tracksuit all, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So the next thing is the call to Basra, fucking commander of a tank. Next thing is I'm back in the zone. Yeah. We were over there for 6 months. But listen, after being over there and seeing people and understanding the narrative of why we were there, I was like, we're just a number, you know what I mean? Mates coming back, the coffins are draped, a send-off and forgotten about, and governments and agendas, and you start to sort of wake up a little bit. So this is the right time for me to bail and go on a different pathway, not knowing what I was to do. But 7 years, I was still quite young, I was 25. I still had a bit of a life, really. So I got out and did well in a few different sales jobs, insurance, and was quite prolific and was like top manager and sales experience in 6 months. Which was like, yeah. I think it was that can-do attitude, and I think people can either do it or they can't. Like rejection, but sales is just a numbers game. It doesn't matter what you sell. If you see the people, you're going to get your yes answers. But it was a certain type of person that could go out commission only, mate. One off business until you earned a crust. But that was the sort of making of me. And then just went into different pathways, mate. And I'll fast forward a few years. Basically recently, the emergence of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I was really interested in it. And what I seen, mate, was a lot of friends and a lot of people losing lots and lots of money. And we're all hard, it's hard to earn money. We're from a background where
working class,
absolutely working class. So I don't know how, mate, and I honestly don't know how, but I was just had this idea that I wanted to set up a mining company. Didn't even know what mining was, and I promise you, mate, and the people who will listen to this vouch for me. They've been on this journey for 4 years. I've got interest from Wall Street. I've got a billionaire business partner on the QT. And by the way, this guy was on the richest man list when he was 26. And I won't mention his name, but mate, he was heavy. Big corporate people. And mate, next thing is, I had 135 Messis and Ronaldos. Mum goes, what you do, James? And I'm saying, Mum, you get a machine, you plug it in, it uses loads of electricity, and it prints money. And that was the way I sort of told my mum about Bitcoin and mining. I was trying to explain what Bitcoin was to my mum or my dad. They'd be like, what's he smoking again when he was 17? You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm on this journey with some unbelievable people around me. And I've attracted some fantastic people. Mate, they flew from Pakistan, India, Dubai, America, Canada, Australia, Singapore to meet me as the founder of the company. My mates obviously financed a little meeting in the Midland Hotel in Manchester. These people flew in to meet me, and I was like, shit. It was a bit of a realisation, like, wow, what am I going to say? You know? Yeah. But I think what I was wanting to do is we had a really cool data centre, basically full of machines mining Bitcoin. And what my idea was, bro, was that these Ponzi schemes were all about give us all your money, sell you the dream. When it runs out, they've legged it, they make an excuse up, everyone gets burnt. And I knew all that. So I wanted to invite everyone over, pay for them. Well, not pay for them, but look after them while they were here. They paid their own airfare. But more importantly, take the mobile phones off them, put them on a blacked out coach, show them what we've got. At that point, mate, they were blown away. Maybe I turned down £1 million in 2 days. And the two reasons why I did that is, one, because I'm an honest lad, excuse me, and I wasn't ready to take the money. But that's a lot of money for a kid from a council estate who, to be fair, is still not really doing too much. And in the end, literally, it was the 8th of March, mate, right? And we've got a meeting in the Philippines, we've got an office there, we've got all these investors flying in from Australasia. And I remember my mate saying to me, Jay, I've got a good guy, I wouldn't say he's like a bit of a PA best mate, married, counsellor. One of them mates rolled into one. Looks after Tony Robbins, by the way, 17 years, all round mastery events around the world, like really cool people. But good friends who have got me back, really. And they were like, Jay, there's just been an email. You've seen your emails. If you've been via Hong Kong, China, you can't come in. 4 days later, the borders are closed. SARS, the virus, has turned up and killed everyone. And then obviously COVID, as we know it, there's nothing more to say about it. So if you remember the time when the government, Boris and his chums are partying and telling us we could go round the park for an hour's walk a day, that time, listen to this, I get a phone call, and obviously this is what I was really, really excited to speak to you about, and I know you haven't heard any of this, so it's really cool for you to understand it.
Yeah.
So Dr. Colin Robertson and Neil Parsley, mate, these are two cool cats from Liverpool. And Dr. Cole's not your average doctor, full of tattoos like our mate, and he's, big beard and all that. But mate, he's got more letters after his name you can even put on paper. And they've worked with Elite Sport for 25 years. Now, when I say that, Neil's currently with the England squad, SSC. Neil was the strength and conditioning coach for England Rugby Union World Cup squad. Been with Man City 3 years. They've been through 5 Olympic Games. So Beijing to London 2012, gold medal Olympians. These boys are, mate, Dr. Colin, nutrition, mate, and research. Is like when you start to watch a few things, it'll blow you away. They phoned me up and went, Jay, we found a business in Scandinavia, and it's a test and a retest. And as you know, obviously, they're far more educated than me, but elite sports, what they love is marginal gains. If there's a second, a millimetre of a second, at the highest level, they will take that all day. And they talk about exercise and nutrition. A little bit of supplementation because we don't get what we get from our food when our nanny and granddads were alive and all the rest of it, with the state of the ultra-processed food industry, which is another bloody conversation. But they're like massive on this, and obviously their background. So I'm like, wow, Dr. Cole says it's good. What is it? And I'm like really excited to know what it is. So actually, it's not even in the UK at this point. So being not a bit of a hustler, a bit of an entrepreneur, I'm not academically clever, mate. There's loads of things I'm terrible at, awful. But there's things that I'm good at, and that's seeing an opportunity. And then when my mates work with Elite Sports said it's good, but it's not in the UK, but it's a 15-year-old company from Scandinavia, prolific in like the Nordic regions, who you tend to know they look after themselves a bit. But it's actually on the New York Stock Exchange, so it's a NASDAQ recognised company. So for transparency, that's again pretty impressive. The best thing about it was, bro, it's the biggest Trondheim blood testing company in the world. They've got the biggest database in the world, and they've tested over 800,000 healthy people. And what they found is 97% of them are sick. Me, you, and everyone around us. It's inflammation in the cells, which then leads to disease. So I was like really cool, and they were like, Jay, because they know I'm a bit of a hustler, they were like, Jay, there's a business attached to it, but that's not our bag, over to you. So I wasn't being a diva. I got on a Zoom call with this lady, Becca, and I'll introduce you to her. You'll meet her at some point. She'll be in the UK probably. She's amazing, mate. Lovely lady. She lives in the north of Norway, a little town called Olofsund. And
Is this her company?
No, so she works for the company.
Right.
So I got on this Zoom and realised that she wasn't the gaffer. And I was like, look, I'm not being a diva, but I want to speak to the owner of the company. I've got a nice network. I get it, but there's questions I want to ask him. Jumped on this call. There's loads of people on the call. I was really quiet. They were like, why is Jay dead quiet? And then this woman, private message, goes, you don't want to be on a call with people, do you? And I was like, no. And the reason for that is I wanted to ask him some uncomfortable questions that I wouldn't ask him in front of his personal people. And that's just respect. Mm-hmm. So I'm on this Zoom call, mate, and I'll forward you on the pictures. They're great. And we're on the middle of lockdown, remember, and I'm on the Zoom, and I'm asking them loads of questions. Price point, mate, if it's not affordable for council estate people, you price yourselves in the market. So everything I asked them was just unbelievable, right? And the niche being in the UK, and it wasn't even in the UK yet, I was just like, I got it. So I had like these many Zoom calls with the founder of the company, mate, and you know what? He sat there in his £10 million Ken, overlooking the Oslo Vords. Mate, the patience of a sense. I must have had him on 5 Zooms, mate. The only thing I didn't ask him was what colour undies he had on, do you know what I mean? It was like, I grilled the poor fella, you know, and he's a pretty cool cat. He was just dead cool with me. So I went right him in. So then I joined this company, and I gave all the products out to some of the people I know. Phone book, doctors, dentists, skin specialists, people with more brains than me, basically, do you know what I mean? Physiotherapists, all that kind of carry on. They all come back and was like, Jay, these products are unreal. And that's when I realised, mate, I was like, got something special here. Now I achieved something in his company that's not been done in 15 years. Before you know it, he sneaks me out the country. I'm in his house. He's cooking me his Wagyu beef from his birthday 2 days before. You want to see the house, mate? Outdoor pool, indoor pool. The Dag's come down to meet me. He's the CEO of the company. He supports Spurs, Tottenham. I'm a Liverpool fan. Just watched them beat them in Madrid. So me and Emily fighting on the lawn, but having pure banter. His wife's walking around pregnant, you know what I mean? His family are scared to look at me because I come from the UK and COVID and all the rest of it. And I'm just sat there having food in his house. Dead surreal moment, but I'm a very respectful person. So I was really humbled by it. I got to understand more about him and his family. And this is a guy, mate, who's a self-made multi-millionaire, big foodie, but couldn't eat nothing but boiled fish and boiled potatoes because of his gut health. Now again, going back to me, didn't go to school. Been knocking around with these doctors for 2 years and listening to them, being educated. The gut is really important. Gut health and the vagus nerve that goes to the brain and all that carry on. Omega-3, blah, 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 blah. And what I realised is that he's fixed his gut with the products, bought the company. So Zinzino was a luxury coffee brand. And now it's a life science test-based nutrition company. We're run by world-leading scientists, mate. Like, it'll blow your mind. And again, backed up with what they've done. It's just fixing people's health, mate. And for me, my passion's helping people. Going back to the Bitcoin journey, I wanted to give everyone a safe way of owning some digital assets, more like being like the people's company. And that was what and people talk about the universe and they talk about the secret and all these things, and I've never read it. I'll be deadly honest. People probably think he's lying, or I've said I've read books and I haven't, you know. But I just speak. I think it's you speak your honest truth, don't you? And if you're just yourself, it's not rocket science, is it? So if you believe in just being good, you're putting out to the universe without knowing it. And that's, I think, how I attracted all these people into my life. So the next thing is I'm in this fella's house, and I was just sort of like, wow, couldn't wait to get back to the UK. So 2 years down the line, obviously we've had COVID. You can go to work, you can't go to work, you can't go to... So, mate, we're brand new on this journey. But let me tell you, there's things I can't mention right now, but the richest football club in the world, with the biggest resources in the world, are taking our pound a day oil. Right? Success leaves clues, doesn't it? We're working with elite sports, gold medal Olympians, skiers, snowboarders, boxers, UFC fighters. I mean, I probably can mention some of the names, but probably just won't for the nature of this this get together. But mate, we are literally unbelievable in regards to the elite sport. Now, what I've learned again through knowledge is if you walk into a Premiership football club or work with a gold medal Olympian, you've got to be accredited by something called Informed Sport for batch testing. Mate, these boys have got everything you ever in your locker. So I know I can sit in front of a scientist, a doctor, a dentist, people who are clever, nutritionists, and I know it stacks up. I might not have the answers for them there and then, but I know I can get the answers and put them on the phone to Dr. Carl. They'll talk double Dutch and then it's done. Yeah. So it's good for us because we're just like good, honest lads and networkers, you know.
Yeah.
But going into different worlds and different markets, you look at the skin world, and mate, I've added you on Facebook on the train on the way up here, and I'm going to put you in this group. I was showing the boys before we come in. There's some unbelievable stories, mate. Kids, ADHD, autism, ulcerative colitis, skin conditions, people who are suffering. And we're putting food, nutrition into the cells. And that's when the magic happens. So I'm getting goosebumps, do you know what I mean? Because when you're helping people on that level and you're getting paid for the privilege, it's a pretty cool environment to be in. And as people are starting to recognise, your health is your wealth. And then when you look at it, you know, we're in a bloody environment where 68 million people are used to a fucking PCR test. And we've got a blood test. People, a worldwide pandemic, have gone, vitamin D is important because of COVID. We've got a vitamin D blood test. But the game changer is this, yeah? The game changer is that in 120 days when your red blood cells renew, so I take your blood today, right? I send it off to Norway. Now again, speaking with these professionals, mate, yeah, they go, what, Vitas? Vitas do all your independent testing. Vitas are one of the most prolific independent labs in the world. They made the antibody test for COVID. They work with Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, World Health Organization. They're unreal. They independently test everybody's blood. You get this 22-page document telling you about your DHA, your EPA, your fatty acids around your brain, inflammation in your cells, your 11 fatty acids, your 6 key indicators, your vitamin, so your omega-3, 6 and 9. And then we give you this oil. In 120 days, you're back to how you were born. Via another blood test. Not via the sales that comes out my mouth, you know. It's not sales, it's just sheer science, and it's proven via a blood test. So when you can prove things via that, and not placebo, and not, like, I won't mention some of the names of these other companies that are out there that are just hurting people's health. It's a pretty game-changing sort of company. And the flagship product makes £1 a day. And when you think about it, everyone thinks the Mediterranean diet. We all would love the Greeks, the Italians tend to live the longest, or the Japanese, and they live with a cool diet. And the Mediterranean, the omega-3, and when you look at things now, in the world we live in, again, this is education, is the I've learnt myself is that the fish is now being farmed, farmed fish. You know, for you to eat 6 portions of line caught salmon a week, you've got to go and find at your local fishmongers. It's going to cost you a mortgage or two. When you take our oil, we've also proved that the crap you buy in some of these big stores, your omega-3, cod liver oil tablets, and you've ever took it and you can taste the fish there, can't you?
Someone I've never taken.
Haven't you? Really important, mate. You'll notice it, you know, really important. But you get it from fish. I mean, me being as not well educated as I was laughing because I don't even know where fish get omega-3 from, but it's eating the sea algae. So if you're vegan, we take it directly from the sea algae. But the reason why it works is that it goes through your body, through your gut, and into your cells for 35 hours under high temperature because of the polyphenols. So they take the fish from the ocean, the small fish, they clean it of all the toxins, they put vitamin D3 into the product, they then put a polyphenol in from a rich mature green olive, and what that does is that acts as a chaperone, it protects it. So whereas some of this crap you're buying and people are just putting the money down the drains, when they take it, it turns rancid here, because it's reacting with body temperature and oxygen. So, I mean, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I don't. I just pick up little tiny bits from super cool doctors that I work for me now. So when people are at GPs and dentists and doctors and elite sports are pushing the products in my team, it's like it's a pretty nice feeling, you know. So, mate, it's a great place to be. And as I say, you know, there's people earning a fantastic residual income because life's about and a residual income. If you can earn a residual income, it's the best income in the world. They call it beach money. And that's something I've always sort of craved and wanted, but then kissing the frogs to find your prince, it's like finding this company really, because I've done the dirty work, I've worked with the shit companies, realised they're pulling people's cacks down. I'm not part of that, making false claims, you know, selling the dream. With us, it's just a whole different ball game in a really cool environment. So I sort of say, you know, the companies in our field, I won't comment on them, but we're like elite. We're Premiership. We're top. I hate to say it, Man City, should be Liverpool, but you know. So that's where we're at really, and I'm really excited to work with people who want to help people, and by doing that, we're helping each other and we're helping our families, and that's what it's all about. It's about we go to work for our families, our friends, and our immediate people to give them a little bit of a better life. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell, mate.
I like that, mate.
Yeah.
I like I spoke very briefly about this product,
Yeah,
and I mean briefly.
yeah.
But the thing that got us the most was the blood testing, and it's like, as people with anything, you know, we like something we can see. We like results that we can see in black and white. We like it backed up.
Absolutely.
We like what we want, what backed up by science.
Absolutely.
Do we not? And very interesting product, mate, to say the least.
Well, I think we live in a world now where the last 2 years we've learnt a lot. We've learnt about disease, immune systems, we've learnt about governments, we've learnt about narratives, we've learnt about agendas, we've learnt about the food we're buying, we're being poisoned. I mean, again, I'm not trained in any of this, mate, and I haven't got the brains of, that much of a nutritionist brain. But I remember Mike used to see my nanny loch years ago. There'd be a big pot, there'd be bacon ribs in there, potatoes and cabbage. Mm-hmm. And that's what our nannies and granddads and I think used to eat, wasn't it? It was meat, potato, veg, the soils were rich. And you look at these products now, I mean, I'm one to talk, I've got a few Marxese bits on the way on the train. Mm-hmm. I guarantee if we go and get one of them little lamb samosas out now and count all the ingredients in it, it's like, well, it's got to be doing us some sort of harm, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what ultra-processed food's doing. So we're on this journey, bro, and I swear, the owner of the company is a great guy, unbelievable, and hopefully, mate, I'd like you to meet him as well, because he obviously doing what I did in the company and going to his house. I've got a lot of respect from him, which is again is very humbling, So he trusts me judgment. He likes that I'm leading the pack in the UK, and I'm putting the right message out there, which again is equally important. But as I say, we're in a fantastic place, and when we're helping people with real results, and you've got stories of kids and people with autism and all Crohn's and all these things, and I'm not saying we're curing them, mate, but we're saying take them products and tell us how you feel. But as you quite rightly put it, it's backed up by a blood test, and that is the absolute game changer. We're at the start of a new mega trend. It's called test-based nutrition. Prove it works. You give me something, prove it works.
Yeah.
We do. Whereas a lot of these companies, it's claim, and so yeah, it's mate. There's a lot of work on our hands, but there's a lot of good you get from it personally,
Yeah. The testing to me sounds like the selling point. Sounds like the backbone of it.
Absolutely.
Because
sell the test.
Exactly.
You've got it already. Yeah, it's a simple thing.
I mean, I'm already super keen to get my blood tested simply because of my diet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a weapon of mass consumption.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You might not believe that by looking at the frame.
No, you look great.
I eat
genetics.
I eat enormous portions.
Yeah.
Colossal portions, mate.
Yeah.
And chances are it's not doing us, doing us any favours.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of fruit, a lot of veg, probably from the wrong sources. I eat a lot of meat, a lot of vegetables, but then I eat a mountain of shite.
Mm.
I eat a lot of cake.
Yeah. I like a bit of cake, to be fair.
Mate, I'm on like 3 cakes a day as like a minimum.
But you know what though, right? And this, it's got it on here, and I found myself using this word so much the last 2 years. It's about a balance.
Yeah.
We're never going to live the perfect life, but we all like, I like a beer. I like a cold beer, mate.
Yeah.
I'm a footy squaddy. I like a beer. I'm not into vodka, let's just like a cold beer. That's me. Like a bit of cake, like some sweets. But then if I'm putting good nutrition into my body, I know I'm doing all right, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, there's no difference between me and you. I've just been listening to this for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, do you know what I mean? But you're totally right, it's keep it simple, stupid. You've just said it, it's about the test. Don't listen to me, do the test.
Yeah.
And then that'll show you, not me, that will show you. And it's like a bit of a challenge, like, do the test. Mm-hmm. And honestly, mate, I can't tell you. I will invite Neil on. Neil's with the England squad. So, Neil's, he's a cool guy. He's one of us. You'll love him, mate.
Yeah.
Honest as the day. 25 years of working with top level sport. And he'll just tell you straight, he'll tell you the people. Now, he can name drop. And he'll tell you the people. We're testing elite sport, bro, who walk into work, get their asses wiped, get given all the best nutrition. And their cells are inflamed. And we're making a difference to everybody. And I say this. And this is, I thought about this because I was saying to Rich before, I think about things all the time when I'm out and about. I couldn't go into a ring, mate, and I ain't got a percent of what you've got. And you couldn't walk into an aesthetics clinic and start putting Botox and fillers in people's faces, you know? And likewise, we couldn't walk into our mate's studio and start doing cool tattoos. Our niche is the world. Everyone. Everybody needs our products, and we're helping people. We're making a difference to their health. So we've just brought out a new fantastic test as well. We've got other things in the pipeline. I mean, mate, we're testing people with diabetes at a young age. It's a big problem, sugar and diets in children. So one of the things the founder's passionate about is if we can't prove it via a test, we won't offer it to the people. So we're in an unbelievable place, mate. We've got oil and some products. I mean, and just quite briefly, mate, I just think it's so small and sort of productive. The gut powder, literally, I didn't realise, but our gut and fibre. There's a podcast actually. I'll send it to you, and it talks about fibre. How we don't eat enough fibre. You know, we should be eating 30 plus 35 grams of fibre a day. Women 27. If we're eating so much, if we're hitting our fibre every day, there's a big reduced chance of cancer. So it's going backwards to where our nanny and granddads were, but we just don't get it from food anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we're bridging the gap. I mean, when you look into the science of these products and the ingredients, as I say about the balance oil, I mean, these are the little kids' bottles, but again, you know, Dr. Cole talks about this, and the marketing's on point, but this is one of the most intelligent, if not the most intelligent multivitamins in the world. And the product's 20 quid a month. 20 quid. It's nothing, is it? When you look into the back of them, right? Now, again, I was with a guy who's into science and chemistry, PT, ex-army boy. So I went in there, I went for the PT, and I was like, look, I want to give you some stuff. What is it? And I was like, so we had a bit of a chat. I give him these, and he's like, he's into the detail. I am not the detail. I'm still not the detail today, and I'm probably not going to be the detail in 2 years. You know what I mean? I like to do my bit and pass it on to the people who do their bit. That's team, isn't it? Everyone together, everyone achieves more. But mate, when you look into these ingredients, but the levels of content, people who get it will go, wow, these are boss. These are brilliant. So then we've got Viva, all natural. So this, mate, again, saffron, one of the most expensive herbs in the world. These are full of saffron, which obviously helps with hormone release and stuff like that. Now, all I can tell you is this. I was giving these to my mates' wives with anxiety, kids with ADHD. Mate, I'll introduce you to all our friends, our little community of friends. All their kids bouncing off the walls, ADHD. Mate, they've seen massive differences straight away in the children. Little Poppy, you know, one of my best mates from Belfast, like I'm like an uncle to her. She's seen her maths results go up in a year from like awful to 97%. Because we're feeding the brain. This is what this is. It's brain food. And it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If we're feeding our bodies with shite, we're going to look like shite and feel like... It's not rocket science, isn't it? We're not inventing the wheel. It's actually common sense. And what I call it is clever food. That's all it is. Yeah. And it's the food we don't get from our diet anymore. So there's loads of different things also he's implementing. I mean, I'm 42. There's a product called Zinzino. Again, I've learned our body harbours what's called I can't say this word, senescent cells or something. Call them zombie cells. And we harbour all these cells. We can't flush them out.
Zombie cells before.
Yeah, so we don't flush them out. They stay in the body. And what they do is feed off everything. And whether, I mean, it's all the cells and cancer cells or whatever, but it feeds off your energy and sucks all the good things. You do like a bit of a spring clean with these, and literally it gets rid of them all out your body. But again, people are going, bizarre things like I can see clearer, my gums and my teeth are white. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the stories that we have. And by the way, these aren't people selling the products.
Yeah.
These are just good, honest customers. We use them with kids with acne. And mate, honestly, I've shown the guys, and I'll show you some stuff, and you'll have a portfolio of these. But when you some of these people, you think it's been photoshopped, mate. It's that good. But again, it's not rocket science. We're feeding the cell. So when you look at people and women, they're all about how they look and aesthetically and creams and all that. Well, actually, what's the biggest organ on the body? It's the skin. Yeah. So if you get the inside right, what's going to happen on the outside?
Yeah.
It'll look better. And these are just some of the simple things, mate, I've learned over the last couple of years. And we're literally at a starting point now, because we've done our education, it's brand new to the UK. Mentioned we've tested 12,000 people in a 16 million plus environment that are used to a bloody PCR test. We've got some unbelievable results, but we're working professionals, mate. So we've got stories with women getting pregnant and period issues. You know, they suffer, they struggle with a lot of things. I always say we do get it easy. You know, they've got menopauses and periods and pregnancies and all the rest of it. We just put a bit of shave on, do our hair, and we're out the door, aren't we? Mm-hmm. You know, we're still looking for handbags and matching shoes and all the rest of it. So, but we're helping people in all them environments, and we've now got experts in them fields, hormonal experts. We've got nutritional scientists working for us, doctors, dentists, physios, top physios, chiropractors, skin specialists, blah, 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 blah. So it's attracting the people who get it. Mm-hmm. But obviously people like us, we just want to, you know, we've got a inspiration to action. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we just, you know, we've got a passion for helping people, and we do it just by talking to people, and that's it.
That's it.
And being passionate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's exciting, mate. It really is, and working with some amazing people. Get Neil on a podcast, you'd love his time. I mean, you definitely, he's definitely the type of guy who you like, mm-hmm. and he'll talk about, you know, how his elite sport perform better and stuff, but then don't forget little Johnny from the council estate whose skin's better, because that's for me what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, but that's, you know, what kind of fascinates us a bit. Not to the point where I'm going to understand the science, and I'll be honest, I haven't much interest in looking into the science, you know, incredibly. What I'm interested in is results.
Absolutely.
You know, it's results, and, you know, I think that's what most customers are interested in. You know, people who want to buy a product that works, they want results. And like I said, going back to that, where the science can prove these results in black and white, scientifically, I've done a little bit of, research. Well, as much, it wasn't a little bit, it was quite extensive, and it was on sleep. Mm. Because my sleep was all over the place for years, especially when I was in active addiction. Mm. I'm a recovering addict, you know, and I've really thoroughly enjoying the journey I'm on of recovery and self-discovery. And I'm, you know, creating all different avenues of interest. One of them was sleep. Mm. I saw something on a Joe Rogan podcast with this, it was like a professor of neurological science, and he had a few names, whatever, and I got super interested in sleep. You mentioned it before, the hormones and the androcrenal repair, and how different phases of sleep, you know, elevate different parts of repair and stuff. And it was just something I was interested in. Why? Because I wanted to improve myself. You know what I mean? And because
self-development.
I needed to improve my sleep, and I needed to improve my performance. And once I started getting a clock going and getting it right, and getting a bit of a meditative process before I go to sleep, I didn't need anyone to tell me that there was a change. I could feel it. I could feel it in my performance in the gym. I could feel it in my energy throughout the day that was sustained. And I think that's sort of coming back a little bit to this, whereas, like, you know, we've got, it's modern day, it's whatever, what we're on, 2020, what we're on?
22. I saw the penalty.
But yeah, it's like, it's these things that are important now, and it's these things that's like the driving force behind elite athletes, like you say, shaving, little gains, little the percentages of differences, what we feel, you know, and that's, mate, if anything's going to make me feel better, if anything's going to make me a better athlete, you know, if anything's going to improve my health and improve my general well-being, and that can be backed up by science, mate, you know, I'm on board.
Yeah, and it's going to help us live longer. We've got families to protect, and that's the biggest thing is that we're now more susceptible. I remember when I started selling insurance, when I left the army, and it was like 1 in 4 get cancer. Now 1 in 2, it's me or you. It's that brutal now. Mm-hmm. You know, and we're literally, you know, all these ADHD, autism, all these things that are now dementia, massive. Like, this is brain food. Yeah. Well, it's on another level, and as I say, we're just dipping our toes today, having a bit of a gap and a catch up and meeting, which is amazing. Yeah. But when you've been listening to the stuff I've been listening to for 2 years, and I'm a tiny bit educated, you're just your type of personality, the addictive side of you now with your self-balance, and I don't know much about you, just a short space of time we've been talking. you're gonna be knocking my door down, and we're gonna be doing some great things. And I think I was looked briefly because of the train, and there was a couple of things that Rich sent me, and you started a podcast with a guy, and from Glasgow, and it's gone into talking about breathing, and stuff like that. So obviously Wim Hof.
Yeah, big time.
Well, maybe coming in with us, yeah. Mm-hmm. So these are the types of people we're knocking about with.
Yeah.
And when I was mentioning this to my mate Dr. Cole, who you will meet, I mean, when you listen to Dr. Cole speak, you're going to be like, Jay, get him on a podcast. I know, like Sandal sort of. As soon as you start hearing him speak, you'll want him. He's cool. And he's like, Cole was like, oh yeah, Wim Hof asked me to do something back in such. It's just like, Cole is the boy.
Yeah.
He's the man. Like, honestly,
nice.
he's mega. People fly into the country to hear him speak, and we've got him sort of, I don't say on speed dial, but he's our mate. He's a Scouser, and so we're very lucky. Yeah. And what we've got around us, mate, access to the top, access in between, super cool people. It's almost impossible to fail, mate, on this little bit of a journey we're on. So, super excited to get to know you more. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously, understand how I can help you.
Yeah.
We can help you. Do you know what I mean? And by us helping you, you're helping other people, which is our goal.
Yeah.
And our passion. So it's just feeding the passion, mate.
It's very true, mate. And you're a brilliant talker, by the way.
Oh, really? Thanks, mate.
There you are.
As I say, it's the first time I've ever done this. Like,
yeah.
Just walked in off the train. He's like, yeah. So basically, we're going to do this. Like,
mate, it's been sprung on me as well. I was just I thought,
why
not?
Off the cuff, the minute.
Brilliant, absolutely
off
brilliant.
Off the cuff, no egos, just having a nice chat.
Mint, mate.
Do you want to get that blood test done?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, mate. Sad. Yeah, mate. Listen, I'm intrigued. I really am. And like I say, it's not something that I think anyone can deny. Like I said, I know, and I've said it the third time I've mentioned it. When someone's backed up by science, this is what people want. There's
we're off camera here, aren't we?
No, we can't.
Still are we? I was going to mention the football club. That's all, but I won't. But going back to what we said before, and I will tell you because my friend delivers it to the people's houses, so I know who's the sales director. But it's the richest club in the world, mate.
Yeah.
And when you forget about me and you for a minute, and Dr. Colin and everyone else, you think, okay, this is a Premiership football club, the richest in the world. They've got access to the best, or you'd like to think so, and they're taking our products. So it sort of gives you that bit of confidence to go, okay, nothing can beat us.
Yeah.
And that little bit of an edge in the confidence world, mate, when you speak to someone with little knowledge, you don't need it.
Yeah, well, that's it. And
you're just talking about the test.
You're not dealing with Joe Blogs in the street when they're backing it up, and you've got the football clubs who'll go mentioned. You've got these people who do have all the scientific and nutritional
resources,
bingo, and
millions of pounds, mate. Yeah. And again, mate, people don't understand how streamlined it is. It's literally, mate, I'll tell you a funny story. Like, I got on the train, I was working in Manchester the other day, and I do some funny things. So I always take a spare test with me. So I'm on the train with my little backpack, and I get on this train. It's going to Manchester, Piccadilly. It's Saturday afternoon, summer's day. I'm going to meet someone for a meeting. So I carried a spare blood test. So I'll send you the picture, mate. It's epic. I've got on this train, it's chocker. It's absolutely rammed. There's one seat there. So I sat down next to this lovely lady, and it was quite cold. So I got down, I was like, I forgot my coat. So sat down, I was like, oh, it's a bit cold, isn't it? You just can't talk to anyone. Gab, and she's with a mate going for a bit of lunch in town. And I've just gone from a little town called Littleborough, where I was working with one of my best mates. So I closed this window. She's like, oh, I've been waiting for someone to do that. So I closed this window, and she goes, oh, what are you doing? I said, I'm just going for a business meeting. She goes, oh, what you doing? I said, oh, I work in nutrition. So what do you do? She tells me. She goes, oh, we're going for some food with your mate. So where you going? She goes, such and such a place, because I'm vegetarian. And I just went, you're the worst. I was like, well, I shouldn't really said that, but I said, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean like that. I meant, you're the worst. You and vegan people are the worst, because I take people's blood. She was like, what do you mean? I said, well, the blood test that I do, and I send it off to Norway, it shows inflammation. I've got the highest levels of inflammation. All my vegan mates, I'm telling you now, are sick. Insides, cells, unbelievable. So I have this conversation with her and she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm really healthy. I said, well, let's do it. I said, I've got a blood test in my bag. She's like, let's go. Next thing is finger. I'm in my bag. 13 minutes getting on, don't know the woman. I'm taking a blood on the train. And all these people are going, is he a doctor? And this guy like, no, mate, I'm a scout, I'm not a doctor. Carried on with this blood. And her mate is looking at her going, what are you doing? It's just all over the face going, what are you doing? But this woman's like me, just get on with it, is what it is. So I'm telling her about the company, 30 seconds. What an absolute legend. I was like, it cost me 100 quid this, And she's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, but you can have it for free, obviously. And I've done a blood and blah, blah, blah. And great thing is she works in mental health. Like we're helping people. I mean, we got stories of people with mental health, depression. They're going into specialists in Manchester and they're going, what have you done? What have you changed? They're off tablets. They're off depression tablets. This is what we're doing. And again, that's what all our little... We're building this community because we're sort of new, but there's stories in there, mate. It's humbling. It's like, it makes you happy doing what you're doing. But yeah, that was just a funny story. So it is quite quick because I took this lady's blood the other day in 10 minutes. He was a stranger.
On you go, mate.
So all you do is just finger.
Yeah.
So the aim is we just literally finger there and we literally give it a little bit of... Just wipe it, just so you might have some oil on there or creams or anything like that.
Yeah.
You wipe it, literally prick it. And all we're trying to do is to fill these two circles here, mate. So just give it a little squeeze.
Do you want to squeeze it yourself, Danny, maybe?
I'm not going to hurt him, am I, by squeezing this finger?
We're getting there.
No, we're getting there. So, yeah, so... Yeah, maybe you give a little squeeze, mate. We just want to fill these two circles, that's all.
Don't touch the circle with your finger, just let the blood touch it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, a little bit more, mate. Just the white bits, inside the thing.
Not bleeding enough.
That'd be sound, that one, and just give it a little bit another one. If you do your arm a little bit down, or just shake it a little bit, it just rolls down.
Oh, we're off.
Yes, it's flowing. And that's it, mate. That's all we do. So basically,
I didn't make that look very easy, by the way.
We let that dry. Yeah, we let that dry for a minute. And then what we do is we literally, I won't do it now, it's obviously the essence of time. And the great thing is, bro, is they know nothing about you apart from that code. So we go online, dead streamline, we register it, they do some market research because they just want to know, do you eat fish, are you vegetarian, what's your height, what's your weight, do you take an omega-3 supplements, stuff like that really, just basic, for obviously the bigger, because they want to look at 800,000 people and go, well, I eat this and I eat that, and that's, so just male or female.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that goes off, mate. It literally goes into the card. It goes into the metal bag. It goes in the envelope, £1.50. It's off to Norway. And you're getting this belter 22-page report, which is telling you about all the stuff in your body. Cheap as chips as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really, the concept's great, and obviously I don't need to be a doctor or trained just to do it quick.
Yeah.
As I say, I just did it on the train, you know what I mean? It's just like, so it is streamlined. So obviously any sort of business that we work with, they can just fit it into the menus, the clients, the gyms, we're doing gym launches. So there's a lot of things we can do with the product, as I said before. The whole world needs our product, and we prove that. Deficient in in omega-3. And mate, omega-3 is super important. Like, don't listen to us and Zinzino, like omega-3, but we can't get it. So we've got elite sports who are paying £60-70 a month for products. They're eating the best fish out there, and they're still not in the recommended ratio. So that's one thing I forgot to say before on camera, is that science suggests that we're born as a 1-to-1 ratio, which means 1 omega-3 to 3 omega-6.
Right.
Now omega-6, again, I didn't know what this was. So omega-6, when you cut yourself, that's what heals you. But also, it's in everything we eat. So secretly, even in most foods, because most foods are coming now, have been cooked in oil.
Yeah.
And we don't know that. So we've got far too much omega-6 in our diet. And we've got no omega-3. That causes inflammation in the cell. And what we do is we reduce it back to the range by looking after the omega-3 And you don't really need to change your diet too much either. And that's another game changer, just by putting good nutrition into your body. And everyone's a little bit different, but the majority are back in range in 4 months. It's 120 days.
So these results,
Yeah.
when they do come, you know, is then the package, if you like, tailored to suit their deficiencies or to suit their blood individually?
It's a great question, that, because one
it
thing...
It's just a case of taking a range of products every month, generically the same for everybody.
Well, not really. You're right there. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So when you look at some of the stuff, let's use Holland and Barrett as an example. Holland and Barrett, mate, you know, they're... Dr. Paul Clayton, right? Dr. Paul Clayton says if he ever gets assassinated, it'll be the fish oil industry that's killed him, because he calls them out, mate. You know, it's just they're pulling our cacks down. They're selling products that just don't work. But if you think about it logically, and again, going back to me being a simple guy, yeah, I'm 30 stone. You're 25. He's 10. His missus is 8. But you go into Holland and Barrett, and it's like, just take a pill. And it doesn't work. It doesn't scientifically stack up, does it? Yeah. So on here, your oil is based on your per kilo body weight. And that's another thing Dr. Colin Neil Party were all over. Why? Because they get it. They're elite. They're all about marginal gains, but they understand science. So obviously children aren't going to take the same as us. But, mate, it's so important for our kids as well. We're testing children, mate, and they are sick at a young age. And that's because the mothers are sick when they're being born, taking all the nutrients. The kids are being born sick, and then they're getting fed McDonald's and this, that, and the other. Listening to Dr. Cole, and again, this goes back to, you know, small changes, and you know that, you know, on your pathway to self-development, and I'm on one myself, to be honest. Yeah. And we're all trying to make small differences to our lifestyle. He told me that the ingredients in the McDonald's, it takes a children's colon or intestines or something like that 2 weeks to recover from. That's one Happy Meal. Some kids are getting 3 or 4 a week. Now, I was one of them dads that give me little girl, Eliana. She's me pride and joy. You know, my only little child. And I was giving her a Happy Meal a week. When I told her what it was doing to her body, she's not soft. She's a savvy kid. She was like, Dad, I don't want them no more. She made a decision at 6. Now when we go past McDonald's, she goes, Dad, look at McDonald's. Now she's educating my sister's 2 children who are 7 and 5. She's 6. Now Harry and Ava won't eat McDonald's. They're now going to school, saying how bad McDonald's is. We're not going to change the world overnight, but as you can see, what we're doing is we're just little bits of education. Yeah. And it's an eye opener to what the ultra processed food, and you know yourself, wasn't rocket science on lockdown, was it? What was promoted? Just Eat, Deliveroo. Yeah. McDonald's, all the rest of it, all over the thing. So yeah, we're on the other side of the line of educating people, and we've got some really cool stuff that backs us up. Yeah.
Brilliant, mate. I can't wait for my results. Yeah. I'm a little bit paranoid now, actually.
No, it's fine, but guess what? We're going to fix you in 120 days anyway. Yeah. That's the good thing.
Brilliant.
That's the good thing. We fix. Yeah. So people go, is it one of them tests you buy online? And I was like, no, don't get us confused with them companies. Because what they do is they sell you the test. Then they go and speak to one of them 40 companies, and guess what? 39 and a half of them don't work. Yeah. And that's a minefield, because I ain't got a GCSE to my name that's going to go out, and I don't know about them products. We've got to pick one, two, and just take it, and they don't work, so they're not solving the problem. So what we're doing, and this is the other game changer, is we find out the problem, we give you the solution, and we retest the problem and prove it works.
It's like logic personified, you know.
Absolutely, and it's great. So listen, mate, the great thing is now you can start taking these products, mate. Yeah. Powder for your gut. This has got to be, promise me, bro, every day, please, and just feed your way through it. Some people take more. Some like
the only supplement I take protein and creatine. That's all I take for training.
Yeah.
Can this be put in the shaker with them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't need taken on its own.
Stick your gut powder in the shake. Perfect. Yeah. Couple of scoops of that a day. Scoops in there. Tastes like nothing. I have it with water because.
Tasteless, like a creatine.
It's nothing. It's fibre. Yeah. It's like sludgy, it's fibre, so you'll get it. Yeah. But when you put it into your porridge or your shaker, it's nothing, you can't taste it anyway. Yeah. But it tastes not. But 2 of them, your protein shake's perfect for you because it's convenience, isn't it? Yeah. Messing about. You sleep okay and all the rest of it. Anxiety
Sleep's
issues,
brilliant.
sound.
I got zero anxiety.
That's just maybe a little bit of energy, but you don't even need to bother.
Yeah.
Definitely 4 of these a day. These are your multivits, your
Yeah.
belters.
Uh-huh.
Mate, you're eating the equivalent of 9.3 kilos of nutrients from organic fruit, veg, nuts, seeds, and berries in 4 of them.
Yeah.
When I send you the image of what's in these, you'll go, wow. So 4 of these a day.
Like a
They're your
capsule,
multivits,
like a
yeah. Just little
capsule,
caps, yeah. Just little capsules, yeah.
It's like super condensed, that, innit?
Yeah, all vegan, all natural.
Just say again,
Yeah.
how many kilos of, like, imagine the size.
I'm just trying.
9.3.
I'm going to try to fathom that in my brain now as he said
I'm going to
it.
send them a picture of it. And mate, this is super certified. And do you know what?
Picture of what? The supplements
of the
spread out on a table?
No, of what's the ingredients in that in a picture.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
That's what I'm referring
yeah, just
to,
on
yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing, mate, it's amazing.
Uh-huh.
And as I say, you know, we're not in the claim game. We're just like,
You're in the
take it and
science
tell
game.
us tell us how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And like, when you go into this Facebook group, which is just nice people, all our friends, all our family, all our clients, and you see the before and afters. There's a picture of someone with autism, stuff like that, and 20 minutes after taking the Viva, their hands are like that. It's not staged.
Mm.
This is what we're doing to people's health.
Mm-hmm.
We're helping. We're making a difference. So we're not going, we cure this and we do that and blah, blah, blah. We just take it. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Here's videos to understand what it is. But you're going to feel a difference. Massive. And energy's every single person instantly says energy. You know, because you're putting good nutrition into your cells.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you know, I knew nothing about any of this 2 years ago. You know, it flew like that because of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, listening to super cool doctors and people, mate. But you're in a squad that you belong in and you will enjoy, and that's elite people, elite sports, elite professionals who have got the best in education. And you're going to feed off that because that's what you love to do. You're going to be like, wow, you went to the sleep and this and
Yeah.
and when you know, obviously marginal gains when you're training, but the bigger picture is, bro, is it's our health.
Yeah.
We're gonna naturally live longer because the nutrition we're putting in our body, and that's a fact. And everyone's different, aren't they? Everyone's genes are different, which we get and understand. So it's not the one size fits all. But obviously the oil, I'd say take more than that because it's 0.15 mil for every kilo body weight. But you want to be taking starting on 20 mil a day.
So when these results come,
We've took your blood now, so that's great.
That's right. So when these results come, I take it these
PDF proper. Oh mate, it's top documents.
Is the required supplement worked out for you?
No, that's what we do. But again, it's not really that hard to understand. So it's going back to sort of like food. How much food would you eat a day? It's not. It's relatable to food because that's all it really is. So when you look at the gut powder, that's about fibre in our diet. Now, if you eat a big cup of broccoli, that's about 4 or 5 grams of fibre a day. We'll work it out, you need 35 grams of fibre. And by the way you train, mate, your inflammation is always going to be a lot higher than, you know, maybe goes to the pub for a few San Miguel's and walks around the park with a dog.
Yeah.
And you're training probably harder than most elite athletes. You know, sometimes, mate, you know, I've seen you in a ring, mate, that's like... That's a lot more than most people. So very interested to see your results. And also, you know what the best thing is that it doesn't matter how bad your result is, we know we're going to make you better.
Yeah.
And that's the game changer. That is the narrative for us. Yeah.
So Danny would start taking the oil now because he's already done
obviously now he can go on the oil.
So now we can go on the oil, and that's based by your weight, and he's suggesting you take a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because of your training and stuff.
Absolutely.
And then the multivitamin and the gut powder.
And the gut powder is really important.
Much covered all the bases, yeah.
That's just the health protocol. We call it the health. Again, it's really simple. We call it the health protocol because it's fixing your gut and feeding your gut. And again, people go, I'm sound, I go to the toilet, and I said, mate, some people don't go to the toilet for days. That's not normal.
Yeah.
So when you start to understand the education behind guts, and mate, this gut thing that's going on now, everyone's starting to pick up on it. And what we're doing to people's gut is we're fixing it. But the bigger picture is you know, the leaky gut and all that you've heard of, leaky gut, mate, that's where a lot of disease comes from and starts in the gut. It talks about your gut instinct and all the rest of it. Arguably, it's just as important as the brain. But we're also feeding the brain, mate, with the oil and stuff. And again, that's something you'll learn by watching a few vids and learning a bit with the doctors we knock about with. But mate, it's inspiring, and it's like, it's motivating, and it's really, really sort of, you know,
groundbreaking, isn't it?
it's amazing, mate.
Really
What
is.
this guy's done, and it's, by the way, we're on the back of a 15-year-old company on the New York Stock Exchange. This ain't nothing brand new, but guess what? It's brand new to the UK.
Yeah.
It's brand new to the world. So this is what I'll do. You know, I want to spend more time with you.
Yeah.
Grab a bit of lunch, do some business planning with you. You
Yes,
know,
mate.
learn about your whole network of everything you've done since you've been a lad to where you are today.
Yeah.
You know, the people you work with, the people you want to help, and they're the people we're going to start with.
Yeah.
And we're going to start doing all that. And you're going to use us as your team. I don't want you to worry about, you know, you'll naturally, the person you are, you'll do a bit of learning off camp when you're not with me. But anything in regards to the business side of it, use us. We're your PAs, we're your bitches in a nice way. You know, we are literally here to support you.
Yeah.
And that's what we've got, mate. We've got a big support system now that I've created in 2 years. So someone wants to speak to a nutritionist, I'll speak to Martha.
Yeah.
She's like a nutritional therapist. Speak to. She's a acupuncturist professional. Speak to. You know, we've got professionals everywhere. So I'm like, yeah, I'll put you in touch with her. Sound. They
Yeah.
talk each other's language, don't they?
Yeah.
Next thing is they're off.
Uh-huh.
So we've done the groundwork, bro. The last
Yeah.
2 years has been the apprenticeship, and now we can just bring people into our home, look after them, you know, start changing the family's future. You know, this is you now. I'm telling you now. When you get this and the penny drops, I'm not saying it hasn't, but whenever you know you have your little eureka moments, whenever that is, you'll be like, Jay, you'll phone me and you'll go, bro, I'm on it. I get it.
Yeah,
This
I
is
wanna
me
feel
forever.
it. I want to feel it.
No,
know
but
what I
you
mean?
absolutely, you get, that's the easy bit.
Yeah.
But when you start to inspire other people's health, proper health conditions, and it's close to home, mate,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, oh. And again, it's back to the old narrative, is we don't get what we get from food anymore. It's impossible. And that's why Colin and Neil, who work with Elite Sports, that's why they're involved, because supplementation now is needed in life.
Yeah.
But it's clever supplementation, and supplementation that works, you know. So you know, I'll get the boys on a call. Hopefully they can help you and educate you on your training platform. Mate, Neil works with the elite. You know what I mean? I'm sure he'll be able to offer some value, mate.
I'm sure.
Bro, there's a Premiership footballer. He was meant to come to Liverpool and Paris and watch Liverpool, and we got beat by Madrid a few weeks back. And there's this top Premiership footballer. He's been looking after them, mate, for like 10 years. And he got told he had to stay for rehab because he's injured. And he's got this holiday plan for Turkey. You know, it's just finished. If you take Neil Parsley with you, then you can go.
Yeah.
So Neil's there in this like 10 million star hotel, you know what I mean? Neil's just a normal lad.
Yeah.
There's a hotel's got its own chocolate factory and all, you know, it's just like it's off the rigs there. But Neil's there doing rehab with him.
Yeah.
So he missed the game with me because he had to go and work. This is who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
These are your mates now.
Yeah.
These are your mates. My mates are your mates.
Nice one, mate.
Know what I mean? And absolutely, pleasure.
Nice one,
And
mate.
thanks to Army for bridging the gap as well.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad we filmed that little introduction pitch conversation, if you like.
Yeah, do you know what, mate? It's something
Looking
I've
forward to
never
looking back
done.
on it.
You know what I mean? I've never done, and talking about yourself and stuff, and I'm more like just. But I was saying to Rich when I got here, I was with Peter. I don't know if you follow football, but like I was with Peter Reid the other day. He used to be a big Everton player.
Yeah.
And Phil Thompson, who used to play for Liverpool.
Right.
So I get a phone call, and it's like, Jay, got this tennis event in Liverpool tomorrow. And he goes, you're sat on the top table with these guys, you're more than welcome. Just, you know, our friends and network and the, you know, credibility and being nice. And
Yeah.
so I thought, Saturday afternoon, a few beers and watching a game of tennis I haven't really never watched. Love Wimbledon, would want to go be there one day, but it's like, you know, just... So I went there, mate, you know, nice eye candy, you know, it's
Yeah.
a nice day, nice people.
Yeah.
What can go wrong? Peter comes through the door, he's getting picture, everyone's one picture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I spent 3 minutes in his company, he's going, Jay, take my number. He's giving me, he's telling me to take his number, because he's that interested, mate.
Yeah.
He's talking about getting into Everton Football Club. Mate, I'm building a business for him.
Yeah.
These are top bananas, you with me?
Yeah.
They just get it instantly. So before you know it, you know, this guy comes in, his cousin, mate, he's looking after this multi-billion company in Australia, and now he's wanting to flood Australia with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can build, this is round the world. We can go into markets around the world. You know, you're going into a camp where the company from America, because I've seen that, mate, network, this is It's all about, life's about your connections, isn't it? It's
Yes.
all about what you learnt in school.
That's it.
It's about your connections.
Exactly.
It's about, you know, and when you've got a vehicle like ours and you've got connections, it's impossible to
the
fail.
Science as a driving force behind
It's impossible to fail, yeah, because that stacks up. So, going back to what I was saying before, I'm constantly around super cool people, and I'm just like, I'm not bothered. I'm pitching. I'm just like banter.
Yeah.
Now, I need to brand myself out. So I was saying to Richard, he said, I'm like, oh man, I need to get fit and I need to start like doing some videos and get an Instagram account. And you know, I'm a bit of a dinosaur, bro. I'm like Facebook, mates, footy, banter. I'm not like that guy.
Yeah.
But I need to get down with the kids because I'm passionate about what I do. I'm one of the good lads in the company. I've got everything at my fingertips. Mate, some of these people are earning 50 grand a month.
Yeah.
Make no bones about it. Oh, 20, 50 grand a month residual income for helping people.
Yeah.
And the other thing I didn't mention before was the fact that the persistency of business, i.e. how long a customer carries on taking the product. It's one of the biggest in the industries.
Yeah.
A customer staying on it, a new customer for nearly 2 years. That's unbelievable. And you're earning a slice of that for the one time helping.
Yeah.
So when you start to understand, and again, that'll be my, you know, job to sort of help you, mentor you. You know, you can get me fit. I'm going to spend some time with you. I said, I need to spend more time in the studio. So it's great because I'd never met Rich before. And I come in, he's like, look at this. Like, I thought, what a great setup this is.
Mint, innit?
And I just need a little bit of help, me, you know, because I'm probably what set that link up. Oh, it's like, but maybe we need to do that, you know, because that's where it's at. You see these donuts now on Instagram, absolute thick donuts, and they're earning till.
I know, mate.
And they're selling shite.
Yeah.
And when you realise what we've got, and again, this is going to be a journey for you, still a journey for me. I still don't understand loads of things about how I get paid, but simple, isn't it? See the people, and then the rest follows.
You don't always
just keeping it
simple. You don't
simple.
always have to understand something.
It's just simple, isn't it?
You know,
honestly, mate, I'm a dead simple guy. I say to people sometimes, just talk to me like a kid. And then I'll understand it.
Put it in layman.
13 times 4. But when I get it, mate, I'm off to the moon. I don't know how I'm getting to the moon, but I'm fucking gone, do you know what I mean? And that's the type of person I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get on with people, mate, and I love being around people. And if we keep bringing good people into our home, mate, with the right message, the right support, I always say that what you share multiplies and grows. And if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want.
Yeah.
And that's you being nice.
Yeah.
That's all I do. But I don't do anything. I could tell you some stories, mate, honestly, like about personal things that's going on in my life in the last 2 years, and I've attracted people into my life that you wouldn't believe that I need. Just because going through a thing, you battle with my little girl in court or something, you know, just like next to these people just appear. It's like where the person that I need, it's just appeared.
Yeah.
And that's just being a good guy, innit? Universe, putting it out there.
Works.
And everyone's got a background.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a history, but it's about what we do today and what we do moving forward, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate. You know it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been really good meeting you, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate,
I'm
absolutely.
Have to get your number and...
No, with the energy, mate, it's just... You just get... And you know what's funny? You know what I said to Rich? You know what I said to him when I got in the car? I said, is this lad a traveller? He went, no, he just fights travellers. No. So I went, listen to this, in school. So my nanny Loch is proper Romany gypsy.
Yeah.
Right, but not like, I don't know, so I'm not going to comment too much, but not like the people you see on TV. Right. And then some sorts of people, should we say. Proper old school. Yeah. I'm talking like we speak the language. Your chockers on the traffic, you know, I'm talking about Tuvlers, I'm talking about Muskerers, police. My nan's proper old school Dublin. Right. And my dad's one of 14, born in the caravan in the Whittle in Liverpool. He's only 70, my dad, so he's one of the youngest. So anyway, we've got this sort of vibe. My nan used to do crystal ball stuff and all that, but she was proper, right? Renowned. And I've never, ever wanted to go and see anyone like that. I just thought, I'm just going to carry on my journey. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But one thing I've always done, I mean, my mum's side of the family, a bit of this is a funny thing, we should have gone on camera. So I dated some girl. I was there. So I dated this girl, and we're dating and all that. She works in the university. And went on a few dates, and it's time to meet the rents. Around there, mum walks in, mum's white, dad's upstairs, he's like black, having a shower. My granddad was a big black guy, snowy, paratrooper in the war, boxer, known as the Gentle Giant.
Right.
On the doors with Cilla Black in Liverpool, mate. He was, wow, but a gentle guy.
Right.
So anyway, next thing is, I'm going there and I'm talking to the mum and all that, and met the brother who sat on the couch, and the mother looks at me and goes, "What did you say your granddad's nickname was?" And I went, "Snowy," and she went, "Rachel, go and get your father out the shower." You know what's coming, don't you? Fucking dad comes downstairs. Fucking granddad and mine, now my brother and sister.
Wow.
I know, but it wasn't blood. So if you look into the bloodline, it was still all right to carry on. But at that point, we were like, "Nah, we're staying mates."
Big close.
But bro, I'm on there, right? But here's one of the best things that come from it. Is for me mum personally, is that basically her dad was a massive historian, well known in the city, and wedding pictures are out, and there's my nanny and granddad on the wedding pictures. That's real. We're actually one of the oldest black families in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Off the boat in the museum in Liverpool.
Wow.
So you can imagine my ma going to see all that. I was like, she's fucking wow. My mum didn't know that.
Yeah.
So from Barbados into Liverpool, Sierra Leone, Barbados. So that's what come from, like, obviously a date sort of thing. So my family heritage is a bit nuts, but I just always tend to meet nice people.
Yeah.
I do. I don't. Very rare. I've never been fucked over in my life.
Same
So
way
I attract and I stay with decent people, and obviously me and Rich,
Yeah.
we literally never met each other, but boom, as soon as I got in the car, it's like, mates, done,
Yeah.
innit? You get that vibe or you don't get that vibe, and
100%. I like speaking to Richard myself. It's like, and he helps, you know, a little bit more than he recognises. I think with just like the business side, just opening my eyes a little bit. And I'm pretty blind to business, if you like, and I'm pretty blind to business. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not stupid. I am a lot of things, but you know, but stupid isn't one of them, you know. And I'm always like meeting new people, you know. I like my eyes getting opened, you know, because I've walked around with them shut for a long time, you know. It's nice. It's
we've
good
all
to be
done
involved.
a bit of that though, haven't we?
Yeah, of course.
Called life, innit?
That's it, mate. But especially
How old are you?
Of late, I'm 37.
37, yeah.
So I mean, lately I've just come back to life. I've literally just come back to life over the last 6 months.
Considering that battle I seen in that ring, you look good, Pete. Have you got a decent plastic surgeon or something?
Nah, just
jeans, innit? That's jeans.
Just good skin and good jeans, mate. But just...
Question for you.
On you go, mate.
I remember seeing a lad ages ago, and he was in the bare knuckle world. He was called Christie and something. And someone was going to introduce me to him. I don't know him, but
Christie,
Manchester guy.
Yeah, I think I know who you mean.
Yeah, I don't know the guy. But yeah. Do you know any of that Christian?
I know who you mean.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah. Well, obviously, me and you can spend time together being educated, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah.
So obviously, fishing in the right circles and all that. Yeah, I didn't know of him. My mate wanted to introduce him to him ages ago, but it was never got to see him. But was told a few things. It was like, well, COVID, and but I thought I'll mention it to you just in case you know.
Yeah, I have an opinion on him. I'm not gonna verbalise that.
Don't need to, do you?
But yeah, mate. Listen, I look forward to getting
that's
your number.
my whole thing.
I look forward to getting your number.
So when's the fight?
And speaking a bit deeper on this.
Yeah, definitely.
The fight's in 20th of August.
Wow.
20th of August. And I'm just looking to maximise anything I can get. I mean, my nutrition is better. It's better now I'm in camp. I'm struggling with my weight.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling keeping it up. I've took a fight at 82 kilo. And this is why I'm having a lot of calories. Because I walk around at about 83.
Yeah.
So what this means is my opponent's going to be a lot bigger than me on fight night. Because this lad is an MMA world champion. He's come over from Bellator.
Really?
Good lad. He'll be a handful.
Yeah.
But where's
Bellator?
It's like an MMA
okay.
organisation.
Where's he based?
And this lad's come over...
Germany?
I think they're American now.
Oh, okay.
But these are experts at cutting weight, these lads. So this lad's going to probably drop about £10 in fight week. He'll rehydrate and recarb up to...
We need to get you in touch with Neil and Dr. Colin.
He'll be a stone heavier than me on fight night, which... And I mean, I've never cut weight. I've never ever cut weight. All the fights I've had, I've never had cut weight. I'll go in at the weight that I'm strong at.
Yeah.
And I don't mind being the...
Do you have to be a certain weight?
I have to make 82 kilo, which I will.
But what do you think he'll be?
He'll be 82 kilo on the fight, but on fight night it could be, it could be 90 kilo on fight night.
Is that how it works? What do they do then? Do you just eat after it?
They strip down and dehydrate on fight week. But it's a double-edged sword. You can cost yourself a bit of performance and that, killing yourself in fight week. And I'd much rather give the weight away. I just need to go in at the weight that I'm strong at.
Mate, when you understand who my mate is,
Yeah.
he can bring some value to you here. Mate, if you want to row the Atlantic, climb Everest, this man's your guy.
Yeah.
He's the go-to guy in the world. Mate, he's a cool guy.
Definitely need to set up a
I need to just to help him.
Yeah.
Just to educate, help, listen.
Yeah.
You'll mate.
That's it.
The best money can buy, without a doubt. I'll sit here now and tell you that.
Yeah.
These two guys, education. Neil Performance, he's been looking after Mike Grundy since he was a baby. You know Mike Grundy?
Yes, mate.
Yeah,
Well,
Neil's
this-
been training him, wrestling.
It's
or
the nutrition
the
and
baby.
the science that I'm green. You know, I'm as green as the grass. I don't know nothing. All I know is hard work. That's all I know. Hard work in the
Just
gym.
old school, aren't
That's
you?
all I know. Hard work
Just
in the
old
gym. But I know
school,
the
yeah.
benefits in that. You know, the scientific and the nutritional. You know, the elements bring to it. You know, I'm aware of them. I just don't understand them.
So another thing a lot of people have found, losing weight, who can't lose weight, they start to lose weight because of all the products. And why? Go back. The cells are in balance.
Yeah.
If your cells aren't in balance,
Yeah.
think about this. That's something I didn't say.
You're not metabolising
It's
the
that
food
easy.
as you should.
It's that simple. Again, me being a simple guy, visuals I relate to. So you've got a red golf ball, and that means your cells are inflamed. So what can't get in? Nutrients. And what can't get out? Toxins. And then you get imbalance, and your cell becomes green, like a nice sponge. What can get in more? Nutrients. What can get out? Toxins.
Right.
So become in balance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on July, August, so you're gonna have a good 8 weeks of this now.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank Richard for making the introduction.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank yourself, mate, for your time and you know, your information. I've been educated somewhat just listening to you, but I'm looking forward to getting educated some more. You know,
Yeah,
I like the concept. I like
always.
the idea. You know, and hopefully I'm going to like the product. I think many people are gonna. You know.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. As I say, we're just making a difference, mate, and you know, touch wood that.
It would just be
gonna
not to
help.
let his opponent know about it, though, eh?
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel it. I feel a good friendship coming on here, mate.
Definitely, mate. We'll
I mean-
exchange numbers and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
mate.
for your time, mate. Thanks for your
Listen,
time.
mate. Thank you for yours.
No.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I look forward to getting these tests back.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to start taking the
Results.
products.
Yeah.
I know you want to see your results.
Brilliant.
I want you to start taking these products.
Yes,
I need you
mate.
to be getting fitter and stronger and
I'm on them, mate.
in balance. You know what
I'm
I
on
mean?
them, mate,
Take
like I
it,
say.
get it.
I'm gonna
And
get
remember,
to-
it's just food.
And my memory's terrible, so I'm gonna be on you.
Brain,
I'll
yeah.
drop you a couple of messages and that when I'm forgetting stuff. I need
listen.
to know what to take, when to take
Bro,
it.
if you need me, just call me.
Yeah, nice
If I see
one.
your number, answer it.
Nice
Simple as
one,
that's
bro.
how it works, mate.
My man.
Just phone me, man. Phone me.
Brilliant.
We'll make shit happen. If you need someone, we'll make it happen and make it happen straight away. So I've just phoned Neil now. Neil's just won the England championships with the England team.
Yeah.
And I've just phoned him. I said, I need to speak to someone now.
Yeah.
You'll phone me back. I'm going to be speaking to him.
Yeah,
You know what I
mate.
mean? Yeah.
Mint, mate.
Look after each other,
Once
man.
again, mate.
Look after each other.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, brother.
Feel the love.
Yeah, brilliant. Nice one, mate.
No worries, mate. Thank you.